Travel with us in the Klein Karoo as we explore the gravel roads and passes of the Swartberg Mountains. We drive amongst the red hills of Kruisrivier and through Calitzdorp to the breathtaking Rooiberg Pass to join the Route 62 and Barrydale. In this episode, we travel in the Klein Karoo region. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.
Tracks4Africa traces the path in patient light. Windows down, breath matching the warm wind's pace. We count time by cattle tracks and sunstruck signs. Follow the lines where the back roads lead. Tracks4Africa on the dash, jimny under me. Dust draws the map and South Africa breathes. Map folded between two hands.
The Swartberg Mountains draw in adventure travelers from around the globe. Whether on a motorcycle, in a 4x4 or even in a sedan vehicle, the majestic Swartberg Pass is one for the bucket list.
Follow the lines where the back roads lead. Tracks4Africa on the dash, jimny under me. Dust draws the map and South Africa breathes. Map folded between two hands.
Good morning from Swartberg Pass. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's just gone 7 o'clock. I wasn't specifically going to feature Swartberg Pass in this series, although it's a very big part of the Klein Karoo, but we've done it so many times in both directions that I thought, nah, maybe we'll leave Swartberg Pass out. However, this morning was just such beautiful weather, and Kirsten wanted to do her exercise, and I said, well, why don't we just go into Swartberg Pass and then you can do your exercise on the pass, because it's gravel and it's a beautiful place to be and there's gorgeous views. So we're here in Swartberg Pass anyway. Kirsten's busy doing her exercise and I'm just shooting some beautiful footage of the mountains and just doing what we do. The plan was to do a loop through Swartberg Pass to Prince Albert for a coffee and breakfast, then return via Meyringspoort Pass and take the gravel roads via Oudemuragie back to the Oudemuragie Country Lodge in Schoemanshoek, a total distance of 173 kilometers. Other than vehicle and motorcycle traffic, Swartberg Pass attracts thousands of cyclists and hikers, so on weekends it can get pretty busy. Swartberg Pass was built between 1881 and 1888 by Thomas Bain and convict labor using picks, shovels and gunpowder. The pass is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a national monument. It features dramatic stone walls, steep hairpin bends and breathtaking views of the sandstone rock formations. Kirsten walked the 24.8 kilometer pass from the start of the gravel on the Oudtshoorn side to the R407 tar road on the Prince Albert side. And I had the really tough task of driving the jimny. Prince Albert was established in 1762 on the Kweekvallei farm. It was originally called Albertsburg and gained municipal status in 1845, after which it was renamed for Queen Victoria's consort, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg. Historically, it formed part of the Cape Colony. A brief gold rush occurred in the late 19th century following a small discovery, but yields were minimal. During the Second Boer War in 1899, Prince Albert was the British garrison and saw several conflicts between British and Boer forces. We retraced our route on the R407 from Prince Albert to Meyringspoort and to De Rust for fuel. Shortly after De Rust, we turned right onto the gravel into the Oudemuragie farming region. This 32-kilometer gravel route would take us back to Schoemanshoek on all gravel except for the last 3 kilometers, rejoining the R328. The Oudemuragie Valley is a picturesque agricultural area immediately adjacent to De Rust. The valley specializes in high-value irrigated crops including olive orchards, seed onions and lucerne. The gravel road links De Rust to the Kango Caves and is known for the farming of Angora goats and sheep. Just 1 kilometer into the Oudemuragie Gravel Road is the world-renowned De Rustica Olive Estate, boasting several international awards recognizing it as the best in the world, including the recent EVOO Extra Virgin Olive Oil Nova Award for 2026.
So we are off to a very early start today. It's just gone 7 o'clock. It's a scorcher in the Karoo already, so I'm glad we're out early. And we're leaving Oudtshoorn, and our overnight destination is Barrydale in the Klein Karoo, of course, and we are really looking forward to it. It's going to be an overnight stay of just one night. Barrydale being very special to us because that's where we got married in 2023.
And so the Klein Karoo region, we're going to finish the series now in the Klein Karoo and the Route 62, Barrydale, and probably Montague's kind of the end of where we're going to do this series. The minute you cross the Oudtshoorn Mountains, that side of the ocean side of Oudtshoorn, then you're on the garden route. And when you cross the Swartberg Mountains to Prince Albert side, then you're in the Great Karoo. So the Klein Karoo really is the region in between Oudtshoorn and Swartberg that runs the entire length of the Route 62. We left Schoemanshoek on the R328, driving towards Swartberg Pass, then turned off just before Kobusachat onto the gravel roads running through Kruisrivier towards Calitzdorp. We specifically chose the Kruisrivier Pass, traveling via the Redstone Hills, because in the early morning light they would be spectacular.
I'm chasing gravel roads through the Klein Karoo. Red hills hold our names and the sky keeps pulling through. We lose the edges of the map and find a truer view. Later trade quiet stories over coffee gone too weak. Faces at the station like stones smoothed by the creek. A boy waves from a fence with a grin that's all his own. Streetlights burn like questions on a road we thought we'd known. Night comes soft as ash and the long road sings us home. I'm chasing gravel roads through the Klein Karoo. Red hills hold our names and the sky keeps pouring through. We lose the edges of the map and find a truer view.
Arriving in Calitzdorp just in time for breakfast at one of our favorite eateries, the Krans, also a producer of some of the finest Klein Karoo wines.
We will. Thanks so much.
As we were leaving, we spotted a sign saying apricot picking, and of course we couldn't resist. So this is the apricot picking that we just happened to stumble across in Calitzdorp, right next to the Krans. So we decided just to come in and have a look and fill up a box of apricots. I mean, that's what apricot picking's all about. I've never picked apricots before. So there's still quite a lot of them trees. We're going to make some jam. This one's a little hard. Still tasty though.
So this is what we've harvested. I would say this is about 3 kilograms. So let's see when we get to the exit and they weigh the box. It's incredibly hot but very lovely to just be walking in this orchard picking apricots. It makes me feel like a child again. So there we go. I'm going to let them ripen at home and then, all going well, make some really nice apricot jam.
We ended up with just over 6 kilograms of perfect tasty apricots. Being the last 3 days on the road, they would travel fine with us on the way home. Kirsten produced 8 bottles of delicious apricot jam. Leaving Calitzdorp, it was time to tackle one of my all-time greatest passes between Calitzdorp and Wyksdorp, called Rooiberg Pass. It's a favourite with adventure bikers and 4x4 travellers, although you don't require 4x4 to do this pass, perhaps just good gravel tyres. The pass is 20 kilometers long and has spectacular views of the Langeberg mountains. It joins Assegaaibosch Pass 13 kilometers before the turnoff to Wyksdorp. Like Swartberg Pass, on weekends Rooiberg Pass can get busy. One is to keep a lookout for oncoming traffic like motorcycles. In the summer months on the Langeberg side of Rooiberg Pass, the gravel can be very loose and often with soft talcum powder-like dust. Assegaaibosch Pass is short but very photogenic. Having the drone follow us along the gravel roads proved to be pretty interesting. Founded in 1897 on the farm Buffelsfontein, Van Wyksdorp was named in 1904 after its many Van Wyk residents. Today the village has about 800 people, some still Van Wyk descendants, and the village relies mainly on farming. Fruit, sheep, cattle and ostriches are the main source. Van Wyksdorp has year-round water and a mountain spring called the Eye. Once an educational hub during the ostrich boom thanks to its school built in 1912. The gravel roads running along the Langeberg are generally in good condition and have incredible views of the mountains for the entire way. The route briefly crosses the R323 from Riversdale, then turns back onto the gravel towards Kruisrivier, which eventually joins the Route 62 to Barrydale. The famous Route 62 runs through Barrydale, and the main road is dotted with quirky restaurants, craft shops and galleries. We rented the self-catering Maize Karoo cottage down in the village for a night. A perfect little open-plan Karoo cottage with a fully equipped kitchen, perfect for 2 people looking for a comfortable getaway. Join us in the final episode of the Karoo series as we explore Barrydale. We travel on the Route 62 towards Montague, then turn off onto the final gravel stretch up Langeberg Pass, through Rooiberg Pass and via Oudtshoorn to Toes River and the N1 home.